Hi everyone. So the video today I'm going to do is going to be a knitting related one. I've got my another big stack of stuff here. I'm going to talk a little bit about recently finished things. I've got quite a lot of stuff that I finished recently, but I can't share it yet because they're test knits. So you're gonna have to wait for those. But yeah, I have a couple of finished things, and then I have a big old stack of WIPS, which I'm determined to get through all of those by the end of the year for sure. Hopefully in the next few months. It's kind of coming around to knitting season again in the UK. Really feels like the weather's changing now, which is wonderful. So yeah, and then also I have some things that, or one project that I'm going to show you, which is kind of a combination of acquisitions and next cast on, which is going to be for the Stephen West MCAL, which is starting in October. So I've got a little while, I can do my swatching and stuff. But yeah, let's get started. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching my last video. If you watched my last video, it's been really nice to share this stuff. I'm quite a chatty person, I think, and Instagram is quite I don't know, I find it I have more to say than what I can articulate in an Instagram caption. So yeah, it's nice to just sit and chat. Let's do finish things. Yeah, I have, this was a test knit for Lydia Morrow of what Lydia made. This is her Tumble tee. Let me show you. It's a very cropped fitted t-shirt. It's so nice. Lydia's patterns are incredibly well written, and the raglan increases, I don't know how they were, how those maths were, how the maths, sorry, I'll sit back down, how the maths for that was worked out, but it's great, it fits so well. This is knitted in the, I think I did the 3rd size. I have about a 35 bust, and I think it definitely has but maybe an inch of negative ease on my bust. This is knitted in pigment and ply yarn. It's her 75-25 nylon sock base, 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon sock base. And this colour is called the Wine of Circe. I think I mentioned in my last video, I love Greek mythology, so Jess's colourways are kind of like a dream. She had lots of Circe themed colourways, or a couple anyway. So yeah, I bought one skein of this last year, and then mid last year I think, and then Jess did another shop update that included the colour again, so I bought a 2nd skein, which obviously they were dyed at different times. I knew that was going to be a thing, so I striped them throughout this whole project, because one of them had a lot more, if you can see, there's some here, there's some pooling here, the skein with the flashes of orange there was a lot more orange in one skein, so I had to stripe it all throughout the project, but that's fine. Yeah, that's a lovely little t-shirt. I haven't actually worn it so much. I think it's going to be nice now the weather's on the turn to actually wear under dungarees and things. So yeah, that's that one. Did I make any modifications? Yes, I did. The sleeves, I should have knitted decreases into the sleeves, but the ribbing was going to be way too tight for my arm, so I did no decreases. My bad. I did 1, 2 maybe decreases. I just didn't decrease as much as the pattern told you to. Yeah, and then the other two finished, just pull this. The other two finished things I have are socks. So let me show you these first. These are, the sun's coming out. These are the Kumiko socks from the newest issue of Pom Pom. These are by a Japanese designer called Yuka, or that's her design name. I preview knitted these in kind of anticipation of the new issue being launched, which is really fun to do for Pom Pom. These are great to knit. I really enjoyed knitting these. If you know me at all, you'll know that I'm always like quite down on sock knitting. That I think that socks, or I always say, oh, socks take me so long, like I never bother, they're really fiddly, but I'm really like coming around to socks. These, I really want another pair. They're very clever in that, like, it looks like there's intarsia, but you don't work it as intarsia, so that the sole is a different color to the rest of the sock. I used Retrosaria Mondim, which is like, I think, one of my all-time favorite yarns, which is Retrosaria's sock base. It's non-superwash, no nylon. It's so nice. It's great for socks, but like I've knitted a sweater in it. Love it. Yeah, so that's for the toe, the red, the main body of the sock, and then the sole as well. Those three colours are Retrosaria Mondim, and then the heel, forgot the word for a heel, and the cuff are in Beehive yarns. I actually don't know what this base is called, I can't remember, but I got this as a sock set from Yak, the knitting shop in Brighton, when I was visiting at the end of last year. It came as a set with a full 100-gram skein that's beautiful variegated colour, and then 3 sock minis. So these were 2 of the minis. The other mini is more of like a warm brown, and the variegated skein is kind of like dried grasses colour. It's browns, and it's kind of this beigey tone with speckles, darker speckles. It's beautiful. I've yet to find a project for it, but maybe it'll become socks, you know. Yeah, so those are the Kumiko socks from the newest issue of Pom Pom, which is I think it's issue 42. It's the autumn 2022 issue. It's out now. And it's a really nice issue. The photography is so beautiful. And then my other pair of socks are here. Woohoo! You can see they're just really, I just steamed these with my iron, but I haven't worn them yet because I literally finished them last night. This is the Summerlee free sock pattern. I'm sure it's called I'm So Basic, which I love. I really like this sock pattern. I've done quite a few pairs of socks with it now. I always put stripes in just because it's fun. But yeah, maybe I could use my Beehive yarns skein for another pair of these and do it just plain. These I knitted in some really special yarn that I've been hoarding for since the beginning of 2020. I went to Unravel Festival with a friend February 2020. Like, it was like the last big thing I did before lockdown happened in the UK. And I got this sock set from Ovis, etc. This is, I don't know if you can see, it's very woolly sock wool. It's Texel, I believe, which is a Dutch sheep's breed. It's really, really woolly. It's non-superwash, no nylon again, but it's very toothy sock wool, or wool, full stop. So we'll see how it wears. I don't know what's going to happen, but it was nice to be able to use that sock set that reminded me of having a nice time. And I still have quite a lot left. I think it was like a 70 gram and like a 20 gram skein, so it wasn't even 100 grams worth of wool, but I definitely have enough of both colours to do like contrast heel and toe, I'm sure. So they'll be going into other pairs of socks. Just drink some water, I'm talking really fast. Okay, so yeah, that's about all the finished things that I can show you. I've knitted quite a lot of summer tops as well. Well, not quite a lot. I finished 2 summer tops this past few months, and I have a 3rd on the go, but there's no way I'm going to finish that until next year now. But I don't know, I don't really feel like talking about summer tops, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna show you now about my WIPS. Let's go for this one, which is on the top. This is the Stalactite Sweater by Camille Rossell. It was in my favourite issue of Liner magazine, which was issue 4. It's a really old issue now, but I've knitted quite a lot from that issue. This is my 2nd stalactite. My first one I used Durum Natura Gilead, which is the best yarn ever. It's like my favourite wool. And the stalactite that I knitted in it was actually my first time using that wool, and it's kind of like how I fell in love with it or whatever. This one I'm doing from Stash. This is in Retrosaria Brushka, which is it's like a blend of Portuguese merino and another like rare breed Portuguese sheep. It's like really toothy wool, but when you wash it, it like blocks out beautifully, and it wears in like so well. Like I don't have anything that has worn as well as the garments that I've knitted in Brushka. It's a really good substitute, I feel, for Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, and it's like nowhere near as expensive as Shelter. It also has great yardage. You get like it comes in 50 gram balls, and they're 125 meters for 50 grams, so like it's got more of like a light DK yardage, but you can knit it at the worsted weight. Like this is on a 4.5 millimeter needle, and I think the fabric looks great. So yeah, that's this. I finished the body. I just have to do the sleeves, and it's got a high turtleneck, I guess it is, but you don't fold it, you know, it just kind of sits about here, which looks very nice, and that's in 2x2 rib. So yeah, I'm excited to finish that. I think this looks very nice with navy blue. I don't know if you can see the color. It's like, I call it like a yucky green. It's a very, very yellow green that I'm using for the main color, and then the contrast color is a very, very dark like bottle green. Yeah, I think it looks good. Then I'll go for this one next. It's got 3 balls of yarn attached to it. This is my Wannabe Sweater, which is by NCL Knits. I can't remember her full name. She's a French designer. This is something I've had on the go for so long, but it's so nice. I'm so excited to be able to wear this. I'm knitting this in Big Little Yarn Co., which is dyed by my friend Mel. Hi, if you're watching. Yeah, so this is her trusty sock base, and the main colour is Tamago, which I think means egg in Japanese, which is lovely. And then the contrast colour is like a cream base with like quite dark kind of burgundy speckles, and then there's other like flashes of like quite bright greens. It's so nice. I love how this is working up. Yeah, what was I gonna say? The reason, so I've had this on the go since October last year, and the reason why it has taken me so long is that because of the nature of hand-dyed yarn, I'm having to stripe the 2 skeins I have of the main colour every 2 rows or rounds. So it's a little bit fiddly. Like I have lots of yarns, you know, I'm carrying them up the inside. And so by the time I reached the first sleeve, I think I had knitted to about here, and I put it on hold for like a good 7 or 8 months. Like I was so sick of doing those 2 row stripes with magic loop, which is my technique that I always do small circumferences on magic loop. Like I don't own any DPNs. I'm not like, I don't really like those tiny circulars. However, as you may have noticed, my sleeve is now on a tiny circular. This is a 23 centimeter one from C-Knit. It's bamboo one. I never choose bamboo, but I always choose metal needles, but we didn't have the metal needles in the sharper lace tip at work, so I went for the bamboo ones. And actually the C-Knit ones are 23 centimeters and the Addy ones, which are the metal ones we carry at work, are 25 centimeters. So I think that the slightly shorter is better. Anyway, these are now, I'm flying around the sleeves, which is great. Also, you may have noticed I have the body on hold. It's just on waist yarn. Because I only have 2 skeins of the main colour, I wanted to knit the sleeves first so I could work out how long I could make the body. I think I'll you know, I've got quite a lot here. My weighing scale's broke, so I can't weigh how much I have here, but I think this is maybe like 50 grams, which I think is plenty to finish the sleeve, and then I'll add as much as I can to the body, and then I will maybe knit the ribbing in this colorway. Oh, I forgot to say, this one is called Furikake. I got this in a sock set from Mel, so I have a mini skein of Tamago, which is somewhere in a project bag. So I'm going to use that for the right at the bottom of the sweater, because again it's different to this, but not majorly different. I used it, I believe, for the neckline. Did I? I forget, it was so long ago. Anyway, that is my Wannabe sweater. I really like this pattern. It's well written, and I like the fact that the raglan is 4 stitches, so it makes more of a feature. I don't know, it looks nice. Okay, next WIP is another like long-term WIP. I've been bad this year. I haven't been very disciplined. This is Woven Chevrons by Stephen West. Good old Stephen West. Like I love his shawls. They're so fun to make, and I think if you're not like, you know, because he goes for quite like out there like color combinations and like quite like, or like really bright stuff. I often say to people like, oh, like his patterns are amazing, like ignore the colors, just go for it. The shapes are beautiful and the techniques that he uses are great. The edge finishings and stuff, always so good. I was reminded of this pattern by a customer at work. I work in a yarn shop, I don't know if you can tell. A customer at work told me that he wanted to make this shawl, and it kind of reminded me about this pattern and how much I'd loved it when it first came out. And after speaking to him at work, I went home that evening and picked out yarn from my stash to make this. So this is in a combination of stash yarns. I have the balls here. So the orangey colour is this beautiful colour from Viola, which is called Fireside. Her yarns are super hard to get hold of now, so I have quite a lot of it in stash, and it seems like, I don't know, they're like gold dust. So I kind of think long and hard before I use her yarn for a project, but I think that this is going really nicely into this shawl. And then I have this one, I had this, which is Life in the Long Grass Hinterland. Yeah, I think that's the base. I think it's a blue-faced Leicester blend base. I bought this in Yak again when I went May last year with a friend. We went on like a yarn trip to Brighton, which was lovely. I cannot remember what this colourway is called at all. Yak had this yarn on sale. I don't know if Life in the Long Grass were like discontinuing this hinterland base or something, but it's really beautiful. It's very woolly, but like has kind of hand dyed speckles and things, which is lovely. And the speckles match. I think these two look so great together. The speckles match the kind of the main colour of Fireside. My third colour is Brooklyn Tweed Loft in this like classic amazing shade Hayloft, which is like a brown gold, and it's very rich. It's got like darker orange speckles, or like tweediness. And then now for my main colour, I'm using Jameson and Smith. I think this colourway is 202, I'm not sure. It's like a really like simple oatmeal, and I thought it kind of set off the shawl very nicely. So that's that. I think I'm maybe like halfway. I think the steps in the shawl, I think I'm supposed to have like 10 or 12. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'm supposed to have 10. So yeah, that's gonna take me a little time to keep going with that, because if you've ever knitted a Stephen West shawl before, you'll kind of know that you get to a point where you have like 500 stitches on your needles. I'm not sure this one's gonna get so dramatic, but we'll see. And then I'm doing another test knit, which I can't show you, but I can show you my colour combination. This is upside down. My colour combination. So this is for a test knit that is coming out next year, beginning of next year, so it's a long ways off. I haven't finished it. I'm very, very behind. It's all over colour work, so every single row is stranded. I think that's why it's taking me so long, but yeah, I will finish it. I'm using Jameson and Smith in, this is colour 81. They call it charcoal, but I think they just give the colours names to like help them out in the warehouse. Like they just go like officially the numbers that they want to go for. So that's 81. It's like a very dark grey. It's almost black, but it's got like a white heathery colour. And then this is Tuku wool fingering, and this is colour H28 Ujo. Their names are all in Finnish, so they're a little hard to pronounce. These two are knitting up really nicely together. It's like a very grey pink. The Tuku is definitely skinnier than the Jameson and Smith, even though the Jameson and Smith actually has more meters for 100 grams. So you would expect it to be thinner, but I think they're just spun differently. And the Jameson and Smith just has more air in it, so it feels like it's thicker when you're working them together. But as a fabric, they work really well together, and they're both very sticky wools, you know, very toothy, so they're kind of working together really nicely. Okay, I think that's it for WIPS. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what I'm going to cast on next. I did say I wasn't going to cast anything new on until I'd finished this pile, but I'm going to do it anyway. I decided I was going to join the West Knits MCAL this year. I've never done a West Knits MCAL, and I have to say, like the previous years, the past couple of years, I've seen people doing them, and I've seen the clues like coming out every week, and I've seen people's like sneak peeks or whatever of the clues. And I'm not gonna lie, previous years I've thought, oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't join in. But just because I feel like the nature of a mystery knit along is obviously you have to release the pattern in steps. So I think you can see that in the designs of the patterns, that like it's like one technique one week, and then the next week is another technique, and the next week is another technique. Or I feel like that's how it's been in the past few years. So yeah, I haven't been a massive fan of the shawls in the previous years, or the past few years, but this year I looked at the Ravelry page, and he's telling you that the gauge is for garter stitch, which is a thumbs up for me. I really like a garter stitch shawl. When you get to like 500 stitches or like even like 350 stitches, those purl rows, if you're doing something in stocking stitch, are like a real slog. I think doing a garter stitch shawl is much more fun. You can just zip backwards and forwards, knit, knit, knit. So that was a good thing. And then I also saw on his list of notions that you need a cable needle, which I thought, ooh, that's interesting. Garter stitch combined with cables. Okay, I can get behind that. And then I saw the kits that he was doing. They do require a lot of wool. I think, yeah, I mean, it's not so inclusive, but you know, it is what it is. You can do it from stash, obviously. I didn't have exactly the right sort of stuff in my stash because I work in a yarn shop. It's nice to be able to play with colours, and like I'm looking at colours all day and thinking, oh, maybe that could be good for the, you know, pattern or whatever. And this week I've been thinking, mystery knit along, that could be good. So, oh yeah, and also me and my boss at the shop I work at, we did like a joint Instagram post about MCal yarns that are under £65. So like I picked out some colour combinations in yarns that you can use, and all of the yarn you need would come to under £65. Yeah, I mean his kits are like at least €100. I don't know what that is in pounds, but or dollars or whatever currency you use, but it's a lot of money. So yeah, we thought we should put something together that was a little more affordable. And I picked out one of the yarns that I suggested. So the yarn I picked out is Retrosaria Mondum, again, one of my favourite yarns. And I picked, so this and this are going to be the two main colours that you need. Can you see that? Yeah. The rusty colour is 302 and the yellow is 115. So I have two of each of these, but I'm just showing you one. Another thing about the Retrosaria yarns, the labels are just so great. I think this is the newer version of the Mondum label. Or she brought out this one and then she's switching back to this one. I don't know. It's nice to be able to show you both. And then I got this one as the contrast colour, which you may recognise as the toe of my Kumiko sock. I absolutely adore this colour. I think this is the third ball of this colour that I have bought. It's just so great. Like, it looks so good. I don't know, it's so effective. This colour name is, number. This is 209. So the Mondum has all of these speckle shades, but lots of them, or I think all of them but one, are like with more than one colour. This one is like a beigey colour with a brown, and then they also do one that's like beige with yellow. But I thought these three together, make such like a beautiful autumnal palette, and because of the like changing weather and stuff, like I thought this would be really nice. And when I'm making shawls as well, something I always think about is whether or not it will go with my winter coat, because that's what I'm going to wear the shawl with. And my winter coat is like a mid grey wool, so I think that will look good. I'm glad I chose the grey coat when I bought it years ago, because everything goes with it. And I also have a waterproof coat that is like an olive green, which I think that will look nice with it as well. So yeah, I'm excited for the MCal to start. That starts on, did I say already? I think that's the 6th of October. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna make my own like cover picture for my MCal photos on Instagram, because I don't really want to use the like the West Knits ones. I don't really want them on my feed, so I'm going to make my own version, and I'll be sharing stuff about it on Instagram. Yeah, I think that's everything. What am I going to do my next video on? I think my next video may be about my Hobonichi order. FedEx are telling me that it should be delivered on Thursday the 15th of September. So yeah, I'll probably do like a little unboxing video for that. I don't think it's going to be that long because I didn't order like a million things. I just got like my main 2 planners and like a few extras, because they're so much cheaper coming from Hobonichi. Even with the like FedEx shipping, it was so much cheaper than buying them in the UK. So yeah, that's very exciting. Kind of again feels like seasons are changing, like it's getting a new planner like for next year. Yeah, and then I think the one that I'll do after that might be another knitting video, and then I'll do one showing you how I'm using my Hobonichis, just because people seem interested, and I love sharing them. They're such beautiful books. So yeah, stay tuned. If there's other things you would like me to make videos about, I'd love to know. Let me know. Send me a message or leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.